This is Bruce Taterka on the Arctic Sunlight and Microbial Interactions PolarTREC expedition at the Toolik Field Station on the north slope of Alaska. I've been here for about a week now, and I'm making this video to explain the purpose of the work and what it is that the team is doing to answer important questions in science. The first thing to understanding the team's work is to have a basic knowledge of the Earth's carbon cycle. So here's the tundra near the Toolik Field Station. Where's the carbon? Well, there's carbon dioxide in the air, and when plants grow, they take in CO2 through photosynthesis. All living material, or organic matter, contains carbon. The carbon in the plants can then take a few different paths. It can be eaten by animals, who then digest it and breathe out CO2 through respiration, or it can die and get eaten by decomposer bacteria, who also emit CO2. The other possibility is that the dead plant material can just accumulate in the soil. That's what's been happening on the tundra for thousands of years. There's been way more photosynthesis than respiration and decomposition, so organic matter has been building up and being frozen into permafrost. In fact, over the years, there's been about 1,600 billion tons of carbon locked up in permafrost. That's twice as much carbon as there is in all the Earth's atmosphere. Critical question is, what will happen to this carbon as the Earth's climate warms and permafrost thaws? If this carbon is converted into carbon dioxide and goes into the atmosphere, it will have a huge impact on global climate change, making the Earth's climate much warmer. As this map shows, the effect of global warming are most intense in the Arctic, and permafrost is already melting. As permafrost melts, organic material will thaw and may be converted to carbon dioxide. But the fate of carbon in melting permafrost is poorly understood, so the team is working to learn exactly what happens to carbon from a thawing tundra. We're taking samples of water from the soil to see what kind of carbon is flowing underground and how much there is. We're taking samples from the wetlands where streams form to see what kind of carbon is in there and how much. We're taking samples of gas from the surface of lakes and rivers. We're taking water samples from rivers. We're taking samples of dissolved gas from the rivers to see what kind of gases are being carried to the ocean and being released to the air. We're taking samples from lakes. We're measuring the volume of water flowing down the rivers to see how much material is being carried from the tundra out to the ocean. We're also looking at what are called thermokarst failures, which are like landslides in a warming tundra, exposing previously frozen carbon to the carbon cycle. We're also looking at the effect and intensity of sunlight in lakes and rivers. Sunlight can break down carbon molecules and make them more available to microbes to turn them into CO2. We're also collecting microbes and testing their DNA to see what kind of microbes are out there and what their role is in converting carbon to carbon dioxide. The team is doing an incredible amount of complex work in the field and in the lab, and in the coming weeks I'll be putting up more journals, focusing on specific parts of the work, trying to explain each piece of the puzzle and how it fits together. That's what's going on here at the Toolik Field Station on the Arctic Sunlight and Microbial Interactions expedition.